Yes, let's now focus on our campaign story. Another day, another tragic incident of a life being lost to reckless behavior of bikers. A 63-year-old man lost his life in Navi Mumbai's APMC market area after being hit by a 43-year-old biker while the former was crossing the road. The accused bike rider has been arrested. Probe detail now reveals that he was in an inebriated condition when the accident took place. The shocking incident took place when the deceased was returning home from work. After being hit by the bike, the victim suffered serious injuries. He was shifted to a nearby hospital where he was declared prompt dead. Let's look at the latest data that we have on incidents with regards to reckless driving. The biggest chunk of biker deaths has taken place in mishaps involving two-wheelers. That's what the figures show you. Bikes colliding with bikes, 2,177, with pedestrians 582, with car occupants 2. These are the fatalities we are talking about. Speeding cars have been responsible for a majority of pedestrian fatalities, and the case of overspeeding is something very important. In terms of nature of violations, if we put out the next graphic, we'll just be able to show our viewers that in terms of traffic violations and fatal cases, like I said, overspeeding is top of the line in terms of 9,130 cases. This is a report from 2021, the last one that was released. 9,130 cases. Overspeeding was the cause of the fatality, followed by wrong side driving, followed by use of mobile phone and other similar causes. This is a really important matter that we are tracking here, because once again we are looking at a case of a person who lost his life on Mumbai roads because of reckless driving. Ankit is joining us with more. Ankit, drunken driving, again, one of the major causes, one of the major violations reported time and again. Why is law enforcement not able to prevent or instill fear of law? Why are people taking liberties with driving while they are in an inebriated condition? Where exactly are the loopholes, Ankit?
Yes, first of all, I would like to tell the viewers what was used to happen before and what is happening right now in the city across the country as well. Before it was a physical challan, and currently it's an e-challan. What is used to happen in the physical challan? In the physical challan, anything who broke the rule or anything happens, police used to fine them. But later on, if the person is doing a mistake repeatedly, is doing all this thing, then after that, what police will do, they will definitely take the license, and then there is a procedure. And the procedure is very big. They will definitely get the license. The license will go to the court, and the person who needs to go to the court, and then after that, they have to take the license from the court. And another time, if third time or fourth time is doing the same mistake, then the license is going to get suspended. But right now, nothing is happening. As we all know, Mirror Now is doing a campaign from last 4 weeks. We also have the data of the paid and unpaid challan from January 2022 till April 2023, that only 50 crore challan was paid and 180 crore challan was unpaid. So the biggest reason behind that challan was not paid because there is no cap on challan. There is no rules and regulation. The rules and regulations are there definitely, but they're not strict rules and regulation. People are not paying the challan because they don't feel more important on that. And apart from that, I would like to tell very important point over here. What Mumbai Traffic Police do all the time, whenever any bike, any car who is parking over there, they came from behind. They take the pictures and they go. They didn't even inform to the driver or rider that we are going to fine you. And because of that, I also had a word with the drivers, with the riders as well. They clearly mentioned that if they are coming from the back and taking the pictures, and we don't know anything about the fine, so we don't care. We don't care about the fine, and we don't go and pay the fine. We will pay the fine as per the way we want to pay the fine. That is the biggest reason of rules and regulation which are breaking in the city across the country is the e-challan. And last week, Chief Minister Eknath Shinde also had a meeting, and there are two important points which he raised by the Maharashtra Transport Commissioner, by everyone, that the offences also are bailable. Two offences that needs to be non-bailable. Whenever, if I am a rider, I am a driver, if I am driving or riding any motorist, then there have to be a license. If the license is, I'm not carrying any license and I met with the accident, that should be non-bailable. And apart from that, whoever is driving public transport, Ola, Uber, trucks, anything, that person is consumed any drugs, any alcohol, then that the license should be suspended, and apart from that, the offense should be non-bailable. That needs to be
these are all important reports, Ankit, that you have sent us, and we have been playing out these reports over a period of time, including the one that you reported about how there is an element of bribery involved, how licenses are procured without even taking the test. All of these things are responsible for the reckless driving that we see on the road. Ankit, thanks very much. Let me welcome Anurag Kulshrestha, founder president of Track Society Road Safety NGO, who's with us this evening. Very good evening, sir. Thank you so much for joining me here on the program, Mr. Kulshrestha. What do you make of this? Yet another accident happens on the Mumbai roads. We were reporting only yesterday that the Maharashtra government has taken our campaign very seriously. They have decided to go for at least 2 non-bailable offences because the current laws are not acting as a deterrence. Do you concede that we need stronger laws to ensure that our roads become safer from here on?
Good evening, Afrida. As Ankit was telling something, he was elaborating something. This is a fact. Okay, police has converted its mode of chalaning from active to passive. Passive means through the e-chalaning system and all. What's happening, because of physical chalaning has been stopped or has been lowered to a certain extent, maybe by 90%. So previously we were not having the fear of the police, you can say fear of the law. And now when people are very happy that police is not catching them, and 90% challans are going through the e-chalaning and all, and people are moving from one place to another place, and sometimes they have changed the mobile number, they have changed the address, so they are not getting the details timely, and they don't have the will to pay that, because ultimately, number of challans, almost 60% challans are not paid. More than 60%. So if we have changed our mode and we are going digitally for everything, we must evaluate ourselves what is the impact of our e-chalaning or the digitalization of that particular things, enforcement. Number 2, that is depends upon the image of the police. Number 1, we don't have the fear of the law. Number 2, what is the image of the police? Image of the police is like this, throughout India, nobody is respecting the traffic police especially. They have very less respect for the people. Why? Because they themselves are not following the rules and regulations up to 90%. Only just 10% police wallahs are following the rules and regulations. And that's why this central government has made one provision in Motor Vehicle Act. If enforcement agencies are doing the violation, then the chalaning rate will be double for them. Because they are ultimately the role model and they are the enforcer for us.
No,
and if they themselves are not following the rules and regulations,
when you say the law enforcers are not following the rules, what exactly are they not following? Are they not chalaning? Are they taking backdoor measures to settle matters? What exactly you mean when you say they themselves are not following the rules, the law enforcers?
I'm not saying something about the system. I'm saying about they are as a normal road user, wearing helmet, fastening seat belt, wrong side driving. They are doing everything. You may see the vehicles of police persons coming wrong side here and there. So ultimately, what is the image of these enforcers in front of us? First, we have to improve that image. So first, ultimately, there must be we should come forward. People, there must be one platform where we can complain about the police wallahs that these are the enforcers and these are not following the rules and regulations, and immediately we'll get the slip. Yes, we have done this challan, double of this challan for this police person. So if we are not making this type of arrangement in between police and public, police will keep on continuing the violations, and people naturally they don't have any fear about this. Previously, whenever we will see the police walas here and there, we used to change our track and or route. But now 80% to 90% passive chalaning is there. Cameras are there. They're doing the sitting on the table and doing the challans throughout the day. It's very easy mode for them.
Okay.
So that's why fear of the law is important, and the image of the police is important first.
You know, we had the Maharashtra Transport Commissioner saying that the annual performance of every RTO official in Maharashtra will be linked to reduction in fatalities on highways and other roads. These were assurances given to us earlier this year when this particular report was released on the number of fatalities on Indian roads. Now, it was earlier linked to revenue. Now the officer says we'll link it to how much reduction in accidents have happened. Do you see, after that announcement, has there been any change? Because like you said, a culture has set in. People are also unmindful of traffic rules. So somewhere there has to be an overhaul of the system, right? From the officials who are involved to the public, and perhaps NGOs like you can do the needful in creating awareness.
Afrida, to be very frank, like Transport Department, what I was saying for last 10 years to reduce the accidents by 50%. But it increasing and increasing and increasing. And recently for last, I think during last 2 years, our Central Minister, Shri Gadkari ji, has elaborated number of times that I am making 30 kilometers or 40 kilometers through roads a day, but I am sorry, I am unable to reduce the number of crashes. He has admitted number of times. Then whatever police commissioner or whatever the transport commissioner is saying, I think it's not matching with the fact. Accidents and fatalities are increasing. And recently, one example in front of us, newly made this Nagpur to Shirdi junction, Shirdi highway. There were 900 accidents in 100 days and 31 deaths. And now it has been doubled in 500 days. So that is the situation. You are making the roads and fatalities are increasing. What is the fact? And number two, the black spots will be like elaborated after 4 years. When up to 3 years, people will keep on dying on this Nagpur-Shirdi highway, and then they will be examining that and will take 1 year, and they will announce the black spot after 4 years. In 100 days, 31 deaths. Just imagine 1,000 days to examine this, to convert it into a black spot, and then they will rectify it.
Lives.
So
and
this
that's
is the
the
situation
unfortunate part, Mr. Kulshrestha. People like you, I understand, are working on this issue tirelessly to draw attention, and us here also trying, to make this our campaign to wake up authorities to the problem here. I'm very glad you put out some very, very startling statistics for us. I hope the authorities, the competent authorities, are listening to this. Thank you so much, Anurag Kulshrestha, for joining us here on the program today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.